Are there any dinosaurs that can rock climb? Well, I can, and so can you. So take that, 1 for humans, 0 for dinosaurs. Let me tell you about it, so by the end of the video, you'll be scaling those cliffs yourself. Welcome! Welcome to my channel, where I take on different adventures, challenges, I give you my personal thoughts and personal experiences, so hopefully you can try them yourself, and also to encourage you to try different adventures. Now, if that sounds like the cut of your jib, maybe consider liking and subscribing. That would mean a lot. Should you try outdoor rock climbing as an adventure, you must be looking at me and thinking, wow, that guy definitely looks like a pro rock climber. And let me tell you, hey, thanks. You're not too bad yourself. But no, I've only been rock climbing myself for about a year inside, mostly just to train and increase my grip strength for Ninja Warrior. So I've only been really doing it recreationally. Oh, I hit something. However, this adventure that we did, I did do it with my girlfriend, and she's only been climbing maybe 3-4 times, and most of it has been bouldering. Rock climbing is a rich sport, and there's so many different styles. There's bouldering, which are shorter routes, and you're not really wearing any protection, which is why there's a lot of kids doing it. At higher levels, they do this really impressive ballerina, like powerhouse moves, which are really crazy to see. Then there's speed climbing, in which people race to see who is the physical embodiment of Spider-Man. Soloing, where people go on the rocks and on the routes on their own, by choice, stop asking mom. Sometimes with equipment, or sometimes with a high level of confidence where they don't have any equipment, called free soloing. Then there's top roping. You are attached to a harness, to a rope that's attached to the top of the route, and then it's connected to someone else on the ground who is belaying you, who's basically, as a pulley system, helping you up, making sure you're safe, and bringing you back down. If you go to an indoor gym, bouldering and top roping is pretty much what you would be doing, and if you're doing outdoor rock climbing for the first time, this is probably what you'd be doing as well. Why would you want to do this? You've definitely seen the photographic views, the drone images of these climbers, these adventurers scaling these cliffs that look like they are just fulfilling their lives, doing this adrenaline rushing crazy thing. And you kind of want a taste of that. Yum, 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 yum. And I wanted a taste of that as well. And it's pretty close to that. For this adventure, me and my girlfriend, to the beautiful city of Squamish, British Columbia, which is just an adventurer's paradise. It's known for its water sports like kiteboarding and water rafting, and it's definitely known for its outdoor activities like hikes, and especially for its world-renowned rock climbing spots. Now, I don't want to embarrass you with my sheer rock climbing prowess while I scale those Dwayne Johnsons out there in the wilderness. I don't have that vast amount of videos of myself doing it because I wanted to prove that beginners could do it. Besides that fact being completely 100%, once you're in nature, and I was doing this for the first time, and you get caught up and you just are in nature and you really enjoy it, and you don't want to be with your technology because you're just enjoying it that much. So with the help of other people, let me paint you a picture with words. I actually found this service through Airbnb, which is surprisingly enough, I've never used Airbnb. They actually have an experiences section up there on the website. It could have been there for years. I have no idea. I just discovered this, and I found a lot of other stuff that I found in my local city, which you should definitely check out. That's actually where I found this trip, which came to about $100 per person for 4 hours, guided, with all the equipment given to you, so you don't need to bring your own. I actually want to talk about the pre-experience because that made me a little bit nervous at first. We had to do a lawyer's amount of paperwork. You had to fill out waivers, and you had to fill up your name and contact and sickness. It was a lot. And then we had to watch like a detailed video that I'm pretty sure went through the discography of everything that has to do with outdoor rock climbing. I was really nervous because I didn't know if we needed enough experience, if we were going to be turned down, if the experience was pretty much going to be like half of it just learning everything having to be explained to us, and we wouldn't get to climb that much. Thankfully, that didn't happen. If it did, the video would be a lot shorter. Less editing though. So our guide, hi Kyle, hi anyone named Kyle, was such a relaxed and just down-to-earth person, definitely connected to nature kind of vibe in such a good way. He's been doing it for 14 years, and you know he just loves what he's doing. He enjoys it so much. His life is so fulfilled, and you can see it, and we got a little taste of that. Yum, 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 yum. And then we climbed a wall. We climbed a freaking wall. Like you climb the wall. There's something surreal about it. You know when you're driving and you see like a mountain ridge, or you see the pictures, you see people climbing it, that's you. Like, you're climbing it. You're climbing a wall. You're getting from the bottom of the wall, and you're getting to the top of the wall. It's crazy. Started from the bottom, and we draked our way up to the top. That's just great. It's a great feeling. There's something about being in nature, conquering the wall is great. So like I said, you're doing top roping, which is very, very easy to learn. It's just a rope attached to a harness, very simple knot. The guy just brings it to the top, comes all the way down, and there's a belayer helping you up in case you fall, brings you down. It's really great. If you don't know what you're doing, the instructor will actually do all the work for you and will teach you everything, but I talk about that a little bit more later. A couple things that I learned, which I definitely already knew before, but those movies where there's a person on a ledge and they're just holding on with just one arm and they're holding on for about 5 minutes and they don't fall, bogus. Totally doesn't work. That's just not true. No, don't go to a high ledge and hold on with one arm, please. Just try to hold on to something with one arm. The other cool thing that we learned is something called crack climbing, which has absolutely nothing to do with the white powdery stuff. It's very simple, actually. I can give you a quick 101 crash course. So, there's a crack in the wall. There's a big crack all the way down that has nothing to do with fetishes. You're either shoving your foot, your fingers, your fist, or your hand inside the crack. And then you turn it in a way in which it gets stuck. Does it sound painful? Yeah. When you're doing this as a beginner, you definitely do not need to do this at all. It's not necessary. But it was great to learn that and just know how the climbers do it. It's like when your head gets stuck in the railings on the staircase, but now it's on purpose and it's keeping you up there and you don't really get any delicious butter. The other great thing about this experience is the height. When you're much higher than your local teens and you're all the way up there, how you get to push yourself mentally in a very safe way, solving the problem on your own, trying to get to the top. It definitely pushes you mentally. It makes you feel better. It definitely gives you a thrill and that adrenaline, which is just amazing. It's a physical and a mental challenge at the same time. You have your equipment, you are safe. Even if you fall the first time, you definitely don't want to. You don't want to let go, but you have to trust the equipment. Even I was scared. At one point, I was stuck in the wall for about 5 minutes because I was just on my tippy toes. My hand was stuck in the crack. And I took a route that was way more difficult than I was supposed to do, or I should be doing, especially for the first time doing outside. I was trembling and I was shaking and I did not want to let go. I pushed through it and I made it to the top. And that's the other good thing about it. It's a physical challenge. It's a mental challenge. It makes me think a lot of the real life equivalent of those platformer games or those puzzle games like Mario and Zelda, except a little bit scarier. Unless you have a phobia of those games, then not scarier. If you have done rock climbing inside and you're thinking about doing it outside, I think the best way to describe the difference is like going for a hike on a treadmill inside versus going for a hike outside on a trail where you get to see like a waterfall or a beautiful view after. I would definitely recommend this for anyone who adores outdoors, opening new doors, the band The Doors. It's for all skill levels. It required a lot less fitness level than I thought you would have to get into. There are so many routes for beginners, for kids, that there was something for anyone to climb. I would definitely say if you want to get the most out of this, because you are paying for 4 hours, go to a rock climbing gym and just learn how to belay. Once you know that, especially if you're a big group, it saves so much time, you get the terminology, and you know what, you'll actually learn if you enjoy rock climbing as a sport itself. Because the main downsides are, if you're going as a group, you're gonna lose a lot of precious, because you have to learn, you have to explain, you go one at a time, and once everyone has done it a couple of times, then you start getting people on the wall, and you kind of lose out on like why you're there. You know, you kind of want to be on the cliffs and you kind of want to be climbing. Now, if you're going on your own or you just want this one-time experience, you want to learn everything at the same time, you don't really care, then it's not an issue. Go for it. The only other downside is the cost. When I was looking for prices, I, again, surprisingly found it through Airbnb. It came to about $100 per person, which was the cheapest that I could find at the time. You'll find some other services, but they're just very expensive. And you are getting that money value, but it is very expensive. If you just want something cheaper or you're just looking for other people to climb, because sometimes they're in group packages, everyone I spoke to recommended to either talk to the local rock climbing gym or definitely find Facebook groups. If this becomes something that you really enjoy and you really like, or you want to get equipment yourself or whatever, I put some links down there for things that you can buy on Amazon, such as liquid chalk if you have very sweaty hands, shoes, which I definitely recommend going in person to try them out, and then harnesses, which there's not really a big difference in harnesses as long as you're not getting a cheap one, and some belay systems. So that's my experience. What do you think? Have you tried it before? Do you want to try it now? Let me know below. Or on social media, it'll pop up somewhere. And I'll see you at the next adventure.